Some good news coming out of Europe as well today. 866-300-9298. German industrial production rose in November significantly. So that is some very good news for European communities as we continue to see some pretty good numbers and some confidence numbers coming out of the Eurozone. So Germany, of course, being a very important economy in the Eurozone. So it would appear as though, by the way, they held, the central bank there just held the rates the same. So that's good news for the economy as well. I don't think it's necessarily good news in the long run, but certainly in the short run, that is good news. But economic sentiment across the Eurozone rose to a 2-year high for December. And of course, that is a good sign that the economy over there is recovering, and maybe when it is fully recovered, maybe a stronger economy than not obviously it's not going to be a bigger economy, but it could be the stronger of most of the developed world economies, because they took so many hits, because they were willing to have some pain. So huge thing. And also what we're seeing is Spain and Italy starting to come back very, very strong. Americans are paying higher medical bills. That's out today, do you think? Well, not only just higher medical bills and premiums, they're paying higher medical bills or medical expenses because of the out-of-pocket expenses. Now, one of the things that are talking about in the economy is that those publicly traded medical organizations, hospitals and alike, are going to have a very good year this year, because apparently the numbers that came out today are showing statistically that in the last 4 months of the year that nobody was going in the hospital. In other words, elective kinds of surgery or any kind of other maybe necessary surgery that could be put off was being put off because people were concern. Now, I was a little shocked by that report because I thought it would be just the opposite. I thought surely people are trying to get everything done. I know I was, just to go to regular routine checkups before the end of the year, and apparently that was not the case. And they're talking, the analysts that watch the healthcare sector are expecting healthcare stocks to do very, very well this year because of that. But Americans, in fact, are footing higher bills. And in the long run, that is going to hurt the economy. 866-300-9298. I see a lot of people calling in and dropping off, so I don't know what's happening. If there's, apparently Devin's checking it out right now. But anyway, 866-300-9298. If you want to give it a go, 866-300-9298 if you want to weigh in. Speaking of Europe, the G20 inflation numbers did rise after a 3 months decline. That's not bad news. That's good news, because there was some concern about deflation going on. So we see a rise there. So that is also some good news. Inflation rate rose slightly in the 34 developed country members. It rose to 1.5% from 1.3% in October. And out of the 20 leading industrial and developed nations, the increase was 2.9% versus 2.8% the month before. So all of that pretty good. The China number came down, the second largest economy in the world, came down to 2.5% in inflation from 3%. That's probably good news for China. 866-300-9298. Listen, I got a number of emails last night, that were talking about, some people talked to me about China and our economy here, and when is it going to be China taking over as the largest economy and pushing America aside. Frankly, I don't think it's going to be in our lifetime. In other words, even if you're 15, I don't think it's going to be in our lifetime. So there's a huge difference in per capita GDP. In America, it's about $50,000 for per capita. In China, it's about $5,000. Huge difference. They've got a long way to go. And, I don't know I don't think they're ever going to catch us, to tell you the truth. That doesn't mean they're going to not be better. They're not going to be stronger. But America still far outweighs any other nation, even in military might, if we go back to 1980 to the present time. And there's a recent study done on that. I have that study somewhere. We're going to try to get to some of the calls. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, Evan. I'm seeing. We'll see what happens. We'll give it a go. Let me go to. I'm not sure who this is. Somebody from Connie from Mississippi. Hey, Connie.
Hey. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. I'd like to ask you a question. My granddaughter received the last and second part of a settlement that she got for an accident that she was in. And her mother put the first part in the bank, like in a CD account or something, and it over the last 3 years she's only made about $200 or $300 off of it. And I was wondering if you could tell me where she could put that money that it would make some money, or until she gets 21.
What? So how old is she, Connie?
She's 11 now.
Okay. Well, I think that certainly not all of it, but at least 50% of it needs to be invested and put into a couple of investment accounts and then left alone. In other words, don't even look at it until she's 21. And I would suggest that her mother go on timothyplan.com and open an account, and it's going to be a custodial account, obviously. So it would be in the daughter's name with her mother, I assume, as custodian of the account. Yeah. And I would break up that 50 to 60% into 3 different funds. And I would look at the U.S. Equity Growth Fund, the U.S. Equity Value Fund. I would probably put 5% in the Emerging Market Fund and the rest of it in Conservative Growth Fund.
Okay.
And I would...
And that's pretty safe. I mean...
Well, here's the thing. Is it going to fluctuate? Yes. That's why I say only 50% of it. Because... You know, she needs to understand, and if you can explain this to her, that look, the Timothy funds have had a very good year. I think 6 of their 12 funds have beaten the index, so that's very good. It may even be more than 6. They've had a good year. I don't think we're going to have a great year, 2014, maybe not even 2015. There is going to be some, it's exposed to the market. They're relatively conservative, but there is always going to be risk of loss. Now, I think that since she has 10 years, I think if she does this and forgets about it, that she's likely at the end of 10 years to have done better than she will have done sitting in a money market account.
Right.
Now, what I would like to see her mother do is open the account, establish some money, a little bit of money in these funds, and then I would like to see her every month until she gets about 50% of it in to contribute some money every month for the next 6 months or so to get all the 50% invested. Do you follow that? You know what I mean? Okay. Yes, So I think that would make a lot of sense, and that's going to help in kind of lower the average share price, because she will then be able to look at a downturn in the next 6 months as a benefit, because you're buying in a little bit cheaper, and that's a good thing. And remember, 50% of the money, the other 50%, I would leave right in the money market account, right where it is.
Okay. It'll be safe for sure.
It'll be safe for sure.
Yep. Who knows in 10 more years. But, well, is there any number or anything that I can give her that if she, needs more advice, or, that
if you could...
give me
Sure.
your, you said the Timothy Fund. Is that what you said?
Yeah, the Timothy plan are the mutual funds that I would probably, they're the only mutual funds I recommend. Everything else is individual stocks. But I would go to either, I'll give you the phone number. It's Timothy Plan, timothyplan.com. You can tell your daughter that's the website, timothyplan.com. She can actually open an account up on the website if she wants, or she can call and get information and get some help. It's 800-846-7526. Now, the other thing that she can do, if she wants to call the AFA Foundation and get some help, and maybe she'll want them to put to get in touch with me so that we can get on a phone call. I'm happy to do that. So you can tell her to call the foundation if she wants to do that, and that's 800-326-4543, extension 345.
345. Okay.
Yep.
All right. And they
just
can get her approved to you if she needs to talk to you.
Yes, they will do that.
Okay. Well, I listen to you every day on my way to work. We're from Tupelo, Mississippi. Actually.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah. So we know you guys pretty good around here. But anyway, and I told her, I said, because we don't know anything about this because we just don't. So anyway, I told her, I said, well, I'm going to see if I can get through. I'm going to give them a call and see. So anyway.
Well, I'd be happy to help.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to tell her to start at this Timothy plan first and, and see what she comes up with. And if she's still not sure or whatever, they're kind of pushing her. The lawyer is to go ahead and I guess he's wanting his part out of it, to separate this money. So I guess that she will have to probably put it in a CD till she gets ready to put it somewhere else. But
yes.
Anyway, so that's what we're kind of confused about because.
Yeah. Please tell her, Connie, not to get pushed into doing anything. Do it on her time frame, and don't get talked in to doing anything else. Because once she gets the money, the lawyer will then make some suggestions as to what she might do with it. Just, I would just say that, be very, very cautious. Call the foundation, talk to me first. At least I'll tell her if it's a good idea. I'll tell her. If it's not, I'll let her know that too. But don't be pushed into anything.
Okay. All right. Well, because he told her yesterday on the phone that if she didn't go ahead and, get that taken care of and get it dispersed, that the judge was going to appoint, like a guardian over that money besides her. And anyway, I said, well, I don't really think they can do that. But I said, well, we need to go ahead and take steps to get
it. They're not going to do that. But he wants to get it. He wants to close the file. He wants to get it over with, and he wants to get his fee, of course. So he wants to get that done, and that's fine. But and really, she should do it anyway. So it just makes sense to do it. It's not a tax consequence because it's a settlement. So it's not like you got to be concerned about paying taxes or anything like that on it. So there's no reason not to move it. So I would suggest that she opens a money market account at the bank, just moves the money over, takes the money, move it into the money market account till she decides. But I'll give you one more warning, then I'll let you go. When you open the money market account, if it's a significant amount of money, I don't know how much money it is, it doesn't matter how much, but if it's fairly significant, and she opens that account at the bank and she moves that money into the bank, they're immediately going to try to sell her something. They're going to say, you really need to sit down and talk with our financial person, and just don't tell her to save herself a lot of mental energy and just say, I'm not interested in doing that. I'm leaving in a money market. I'm not doing anything else, because they'll push her into some other directions that might not be best for her daughter.
That wore out now and all this. So,
yeah.
Anyway, well, I appreciate your help, and don't be surprised if she gives you a call, because she's she's been real stressed over all this because she wants to do the right thing for her child. So.
Well, I appreciate her heart in that, and tell her I'm happy to help her. Don't be stressed. Just do that. Put it in the money market account. Take it. Put it in the bank in the money market account. Give me a call, and we'll help walk her through it.
I thank you so very much.
Thank you, Connie. I appreciate the call. Let me go to Brian. Brian calling us from Oregon. Hey, Brian.
Hi, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
I'm looking at possibly adding some silver to my portfolio because I have no precious metals at all.
Okay.
And I was wondering when you'd be a buyer of silver. When do you think would be good to get into silver?
Well, I would be a buyer at silver. Anything below 14. Now, it may not ever see 14. So that's the downside to that thought. I'm okay here. It's below 20. I mean, if you're looking, Brian, at keeping silver, putting this in your portfolio and keeping it for a very long time, then this price is as good as 14. So if for the long term. But keep in mind, it's taken silver. I'm going off the top of my head, but I'm going to say it was 16, 17 years to break out of the $9, $8 to $13 range. It took a long, long time. And we could be in that situation now. All the precious metals, silver, gold, are very, very volatile. And, we ought to understand that we need a very long time horizon and, just look at 10 or 15% tops of your portfolio to do that. And I think you'll be okay. But I like it. Anything below 14 would be my preference. Thanks, Brian. I got to run. 866-300-9298.